If you haven't really been around in recent times, Quest has a new battle royale. Now, this will eventually go into all of virtual reality, but for now, it's Quest due to the alpha testing, which is Contractors Showdown. Now, we're not allowed to be sharing any footage of this, but let me tell you, this game is insane. Now, let me tell you, this is an alpha, and we were playing it. We've been playing it for a little while now. We ran some hours on it, and I must say, I am completely shocked at how good it is. Now, here's one thing. I'll tell you one thing. It's much faster than Ghost of Tabor, that's for sure. And it has all the aspects of Contractors in multi. So if you know how to play Contractors multi, you're going to be very good at this game. And I mean really know how to play Contractors multi. Like, if you have good aim, if you're able to just handle everything, if you know the reloading mechanics, then you're good to go in this game, which is insane. So if you're playing Contractors currently, or if you play like zombies a lot, like what I do, just as long as you have in hindsight the mechanics, you're good to go. Contractors Showdown is the battle royale, and it will be the battle royale to do. Just like if you like Population 1, it's the same thing. Now, we were actually only able to do trios. They kind of just shuffle us around in lobbies and all that. That's just due to the alpha testing. Now, I'm sure they're going to have a solo mode and trios, but if you like Population 1, it is Population 1 on steroids with the military aspect, which then becomes Call of Duty Warzone. Reason being, like, for instance, Population 1, like, you jump and you, like, spread out your wings to fly out. Well, it's a lot cooler in Contractor Showdown because you actually get to put your hands up and you have your parachute and you're able to unlatch it. You're able to go a little bit faster in there. You can do certain things. There's a lot of mechanics that are fun, but they're very simplified. I'd say one of the harder things is to loot in this game, but it's an easier looting system than both Population 1 and Ghost of Tabor, for sure. So if you like those two games, this game is kind of in the middle of that when it comes to looting, and way faster than both of those games. This game is fast. You can literally slide cancel in this game, which is crazy. Like, you sprint a lot. I don't know if you even have like anything of stamina. I think you just have infinite stamina. You just keep going and going and going. You can put on like an auto attack sprint, whatever. And again, the looting, I think you have to go too far. I wish like looting would be a little bit more floating when it comes down to VR, so you don't have to go all the way literally to the ground. But that makes it more of an active game. If you're playing sitting down, it's gonna be a little weird. You have to go all the way to the floor to really get a lot of this loot, depending on how you calibrate. So I think my only gripe about this is looting. All in all, though, everything is really, really good. The map is huge. It looks great for just being an alpha, and the gameplay is fun. Now, again, you are gonna have toxic people, and you have some people that are pretty legit, cool, and just chilling. Again, if you're like me, like I play like Call of Duty. I played Contractors so much that I already had all these mechanics down, so it was a little bit easier aside from just understanding the map, pinging now, since you don't ping on Contractors multiplayer. And also doing just certain things that you would do like in battle royales, right? They have their own club. It's literally Warzone. So you jump out the plane, you have your parachute, you have like cluster strikes, you have this ammo, you have plates. You literally put on plates yourself. The plate system is pretty cool for it being an alpha. Also, you like pick up this plate and you slide it on, and it's just fun, man. I'm telling you right now, it's just hilariously funny. In the coolest way possible, like not hating on it. It's just funny. It feels exactly like Warzone in VR. It's Warzone in VR. It's exactly what it is. Except for the bandages. Now, the self-revive is also like Warzone. It's just like a needle. So it's funny, like when somebody falls, you can just like poke them, and there you go. You got your own self-revive. I really like that a lot. That was really cool. And then, oh yeah, the bandages is kind of like, bandages kind of reminds me more of like PUBG and Tarkov, I would say. And that's kind of like how you put on the bandages. So your health, it doesn't just like obviously regenerate. You put your bandages around your wrist. I believe that's where you start off going. But it's still a really dope format. So that reminds me of PUBG. If you remember PUBG, the way you rap, that's how exactly how it plays, hands down. So in terms of the overall, 90% of the game is basically Warzone VR. And I would say maybe like 10%, or if I were to go like 80 to 85% Warzone, 10 to 15% of it is like PUBG, just due to the looting and due to the bandaging and kind of how much, like how big the map is and how much people are actually on the map. So for me, I think there's still a little bit too small amount of people for that big of a map. I think it's up to like 45 right now, depending on how they do it. I believe it is 45. And I still feel that it wasn't fast enough. Sometimes it was too fast if you drop a hot spot. And then sometimes it could be like extremely slow until like the end. You could have like one kill until the end. So that just kind of like your criteria on how you want it. Do you want like really loud all day? or you like to kind of be a little bit of like on the Notion side, the stealthing side too. But this is fast, way faster than Ghost of War, which I love. Way faster than Population 1. Population 1's pretty quick. It's faster than Ghost of War, but nah, Contractors Showdown hands down is the fastest game. It's going to be the most competitive game. It's going to be the best game in terms of sweating. If you want to get competitive, you want to have credibility in VR gaming, VR esports, anything like that. You want to make a name for yourself, sniping and doing stuff. Contractor Showdown, hands down, is going to be the best game for a long time. They're doing great. It looks great in the alpha. It's just going to dominate. Plain and simple. But if you're more of a casual gamer, not too sure how much you enjoy this because it is rapid, it's fast. Now, another thing that kind of sucks, like my two things, like the first I already mentioned, the looting. Second, I would say it was definitely AI. They have AI in there, kind of like the way in Warzone when they do what do you call them? Like not the lockdowns, but I don't know, I forgot what you call them, man. You call them something. And it's something where you actually enter that area and there's just a bunch of AI people. So there is NPCs and AI in here. They could interrupt and kind of just give up your position. So that happened to me like twice already because there's a lot of them and they're actually pretty strong. They'll kind of shoot you and you get weak pretty fast on that. So I'm not too sure how much I enjoy AI in Battle Royale games. AI in extraction games is cool. Like a Ghost of War AI, fine, because it's more of an extraction, tactical, a little bit more realism. So you kind of have that because the map can be pretty slow at times. So it's good to have AI to keep you busy. On top of that, PvE, PvP. Contractors is really, really, really built to just be PvP. It's so fast, it's so competitive, and it gets real sweaty in there real quick. So that should just be PvP hands down. Hopefully somebody can really opt and make some votes. Or I know they're asking for like feedback and stuff already. So hopefully if they come across this video, maybe they'll listen in on that. I think AI, it's solid, but I don't think it's great for I think contractors will excel way more to take out AI just due to that. But I don't know, man. I know there's a spot. It kind of reminded me of the Warzone. I forgot what it's called. What do you call it? Like that's like a contract or I don't know what you call it in Warzone, man. I had to look up that certain name. But it's basically where like all the AI is. It's where you can get like a loadout and all this stuff in the safe and everything. But yeah, so they have a place on that map called Industrial, and that's where like a lot of the AI hang out, and it gets a little messy there. Again, it'll give up your position quick because you will start hearing gunshots everywhere. But again, this game, hands down, there's really nothing else about it aside from that. Again, 85 to 90% Warzone and about 10 to 15% is about PUBG in terms of how you loot, kind of how the map goes at times. Like it kind of reminds me of PUBG a little bit. And then also like the looting, like how low the looting system is. Now the looting system's not all like crazy the way PUBG looks, but kind of like how low to the ground it is. It reminds me of that. There's no floating loot basically. But for sure the bandages hands down remind me of PUBG. And when the game slows down, it reminds me of PUBG a lot more. But all in all, it's technically Warzone VR. When it's fast, and it's hard to keep up with in VR. If you think Warzone Rebirth Island and all that is like super sweaty, then just think of that in VR, and it's a match made in heaven, depending on how you feel for the day. If you feel like chilling in VR, this is not the game for you. But if you want to be someone who wants to take VR to the next level, you want VR to get the respect that it needs, because this game is going to give it the respect. And I'll probably have like another video breaking down that also, but this is a game. There's a lot of cool guns in there that are super fast, that have like suppressors. You can add your own attachments, which is pretty cool. The tutorial is really fun. You get your own backpack, and the backpack's pretty easy. So the looting, aside from it being low, it's still really good when you put it, like when you pick up the loot. You can just like put it towards you and it automatically like goes all in your backpack and stuff. Instead of you having to like take out a backpack like Ghost of War and do this and do this, do this. Like that's more of the realism side. They still keep it real arcadey, which is cool aside from the AI aspect, and which provides way more immersion, I think, in my opinion, and way more replayability if you want to jump in, jump out. The matches were going by pretty fast, even though it's just an alpha closed test, meaning there's very limited people who even have the game right now. And I think that for what they are doing, from graphics wise to lobby wise to how fast you can get back in a game, how fast the games end, I felt like the games ended fairly quickly. One, because I was dying early, but two, I think the rotations help out a lot. Now you will get your people that are like camping all day, because there's a lot of room to camp, But again, the trios made it like move faster, like actually have action. Zip lines are super fun. It's cool to see zip lines in there because it really feels like Warzone in VR. Like when you do the zip line all the way up and then you can go on your parachute. It's literally that. So that makes it really fun. But this game is going to dominate. And it's something I think that if you're looking into to take your VR experience to the next level, this game will be. Again, it won't be for everyone because it is fast and it is hard as shit. This game is difficult. But as long as you can get some things rolling, get momentum, start getting shots going, like learn your aim and learn how to just like slide, cancel, and jump, run around, and kind of 360 around a little bit. Like you just got to move around and stay active, and then you kind of stealth and camp whenever it's time to, especially as the circle closes. The storm looks exactly, storm's like blue color. So I think that's more like Fortnite-ish PUBG, I think, versus a Warzone one, which is Warzone's more like a gas. This has more of like a storm appeal, kind of like a Fortnite PUBG. But yeah, I think that's about it. I don't even know, man. But y'all ask me some questions, man. I'll probably make another second video on this, especially before it comes out. It's still way early. It's only in the alpha phase, but it is a really good game. It's going to take everything to the next level. But leave me some questions, man. Or if not, just hit us up, man. I appreciate y'all. Peace.